You've heard the word cloud tossed around a million times, right? But what does it actually mean? Well, if you've ever thought, I'm just not a tech person, don't worry. This one's for you. We're going to break this whole thing down super simple. No confusing jargon, I promise.
All right, so let's just jump right in. What is the cloud, really? I know it sounds kind of mysterious, maybe even a little complicated, but here's the thing. What if I told you that you're already an expert on it? That you use it all the time, every single day?
No, seriously, this is the big secret nobody tells you. You are already a cloud expert. You use it constantly, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, probably without even thinking about it. See, the cloud isn't some futuristic tech thing, it's just part of your life already.
Still not convinced? Okay, let's think about your day. Did you watch something on Netflix? Yep, that's the cloud. Did you scroll through Instagram? You were using the cloud. Checking your bank account online? Doing a quick Google search? All of it, every single one, is powered by the cloud. See, you've been a pro at this for years and didn't even know it.
Okay, so let's make this super clear. We're going to use a really simple example that pretty much all of us can relate to.
We're going to talk about Google Drive, or, any service like it. If you've ever saved a file online or had your phone automatically back up your photos, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is the perfect way to get what personal cloud computing is all about.
So, let's just walk through how this works step by step. First, you upload something, a photo, a document, whatever. Now here's the magic trick. That file is not being saved on your phone or your computer anymore. Nope, it's zipping across the internet to one of Google's giant computers, a server, somewhere out there in the world. And because of that, you can now get to that file from your laptop, your tablet, your friend's computer, anywhere you have an internet connection. That's the whole point.
And that right there, that's the big idea. Just think about it for a second. You're using storage on these huge, powerful machines that you've never even seen, that you don't own. And you know what the best part is? It's not your problem if they break down. You don't have to worry about it, any of it.
So now that we've seen a real-world example, we can put a definition on it. Cloud computing is really just about getting services, whether it's storage or software or even raw computing power, delivered to you over the internet. And the most important part is that you get all the cool stuff without having to own any of the actual hardware.
All right, so that's how it works for you and me. But now let's zoom out and look at the business world. Because to really understand why the cloud is such a huge deal, we have to look at how things used to be done, the old way, and all the problems that came with it.
Okay, so I want you to picture an office, right? And somewhere in that office, probably tucked away in a stuffy little closet, there's a big box humming and blinking. That's the company's server. It's a computer they bought, they own, and they have to take care of themselves. We call this on-premise.
Now, this one machine is basically the digital brain of the entire company. Think of it like a central filing cabinet. You've got finance storing budgets in there. HR has all the employee records. Sales has its customer info. Everything that matters is on that one single server.
And you can probably see where this is going, right? This is where the problems begin. When your entire business depends on one little box in a closet, well, that's a huge risk. If that server slows down, everyone slows down. If it runs out of storage space, nobody can save their work. And what happens if it just breaks? The whole office just stops. Completely. Game over. And it's not just about the big disasters either. Owning a server is a constant drain on money. You've got the power bill to run it, the air conditioning to keep it cool, the cost of repairs when parts fail, antivirus software. Oh, and you have to pay IT people to look after the thing. All these little costs, they add up like crazy.
So there's the problem, right? Owning your own gear is expensive, it's risky, and frankly, it's a huge pain. So, what's the solution? This is where the cloud comes in with a revolutionary idea. What if you could just rent it instead?
And this is the aha moment. All those things we just talked about, the maintenance, the repairs, the electricity, the cooling, with the cloud, they all become someone else's problem. You just pay for what you use and they handle the rest. It's a total game changer.
And let's be clear, you're not just trading your one server for another one. You're trading that single fragile box in a closet for access to these absolutely massive buildings called data centers. I'm talking buildings the size of football fields filled with millions of computers, all managed by the best experts in the world. The scale is just wow.
So who actually runs these massive operations? Well, let's take a look at the companies that are basically running the entire internet.
It really comes down to three main players. You've got Amazon Web Services, usually called AWS, then there's Microsoft with Azure, and finally Google with Google Cloud. Chances are, when a company says they're moving to the cloud, they're talking about using one of these three.
But honestly, the name doesn't really matter for our purposes. The most important thing to remember is that the basic idea behind all of them is exactly the same. It all comes back to that simple concept: renting instead of owning. If you get that, you get the cloud.
And that really is the magic of it all. All the hard stuff, all the expensive, boring, complicated stuff like security and maintenance and making backups, it's just done for you. It lets companies stop worrying about their computers and start focusing on, what their business actually does.
So I want to leave you with this final thought. We've been talking about renting storage, right? But what if you could rent other things? What if you could rent a supercomputer for an afternoon to work on a cure for a disease? Or rent a powerful AI to read through millions of pages of research for you? That's where this gets really exciting. The cloud isn't just about storing your photos. It's about having access to almost any digital tool you can dream of on demand.